The frustrations people have about why people continue to vote for the ANC seem to be on the increase.
It's been 20 years now, so I'm not expecting someone else still blaming the apartheid government.
I feel like people vote for the ANC out of black guilt, and because it's the liberating party that saved them from apartheid or whatever.
But what interests me about the perception is the perception that a black voter who is poor and who votes ANC must be stupid. And obviously someone who votes DA is perfectly rational.
Some of the comments that appeared on social media platforms reduces the impoverished ANC voter to stupidity. According to the comments, if you have lived in impoverished conditions and continue to vote for the ANC, you have only yourself to blame. We investigate whether these frustrations are warranted by speaking to people who have been voting for the ANC.
Still voting for the ANC because I grew up, my parents talking about ANC, and at the same time when I'm old enough, I noticed that about Mr. Mandela. I'm voting for ANC for the sake of Mr. Mandela. Mr. Mandela, he was a strong man and he was honest. That is why, and he proved most of the things to us. Before we were using bucket system. Now we've got toilet, people are flushed. We've got our RDP houses. We've got our taps inside our yards. Before there was one tap in one street. You made a queue when you want some water. So most of the things changed for us.
Even now, our housekeepers or supervisors, they respect us. But before, there was no respect. They just say, do what you're supposed to do. They didn't ask, please, can you please do that? You know, I will vote for ANC because I'm proud of the ANC.
There is a process that the ANC is saying that, yes, we do say that we claim those victories that we have in the past. But also we are saying that now there is also another agenda that we have moving forward. We have achieved liberation as brought to you by the African National Congress, but there is also now a greater phase of the revolution that we have entered into.
South Africa is not the only country that continues to have their Liberation Party in power. Other Southern African countries include Botswana, Zimbabwe, and Namibia. The BDP brought Botswana into independence in 1966, where they won 80.4% of the votes. ZANU-PF, then known as ZANU, in 1980 won with 63%. SWAPO in 1990 won with 57.3%. Despite changes with the majority vote, these parties are still in power today. Ayanda Kota from the Unemployed People's Movement speaks about corruption within the ANC.
Yeah, I mean, ANC is, it's after Marikana, after Inkans, after Guptas, ANC has become a disappointment.
When you vote for ANC, if you are poor, you're becoming more poor. And then, and sometimes I can tell it's true because we vote for councillors, and then you'll see the person you vote for buying a nice car, and then there's a L there, learners, but it's a beautiful car, and then they won't come to our location to see what's our problems. And yeah, it's true, but that doesn't change me for not voting for ANC, because other people, they get RDP houses, you see. I don't have RDP houses, but other people, they do.
I believe that the discussion of corruption, if it is designed to direct or redirect votes, it's a very superficial one. given the fact that the ANC is the first organization to admit that there are challenges, not just in terms of corruption, but there are challenges within the government as led by the ANC. Unlike other political organizations, we have a good self-critiquing mechanism as members of the African National Congress and the organization to be able to say that we recognize our faults first before anybody else points them to us. It's you know, by me being able to say that someone else is, as an example, is ugly, does not necessarily make me a beautiful person.
With elections just around the corner, we visited the election debate at Nombelela High School in Joza, where members of the community were invited to speak to various political parties. This meant that they were able to voice their concerns about the issues concerning service delivery which affected them. Political parties could then address how they would deal with these issues. At this debate, only the ANC, Azapo and Agang were present. We try and find out where people's votes are going.
ANC butwam indikhuphe kumhlaba onamatshe kuba bendingumuntu nje ndi-ANC kudala i-ANC ikhankasa ndivuphuma nayo ndawufana ndihambela yona andinakho tu andinakho bawumandela nguye umuntu besebenzela thina singabantu njengolaa tata
andibona uba ndingavota ngoba kaloku andinandlu ndimele kuqumba ndimdala andinatoilet ndiyomba ngokwam kodwa ndingaka-41 ndibona uba mandivotele uthixo.
No, I've made up my mind. I'll be spoiling my vote. I feel none of the political parties represent me currently. That would be a question. And yes, there continue to be a lack of credible black opposition to the ANC.
There are alternatives to voting for the ANC, such as the Economic Freedom Fighters, the EFF, the Azanian People's Organization, and newly formed Agang. But the only opposition party that gets enough votes to be considered the official opposition is the Democratic Alliance, the DA. However, despite them being the official opposition to the ANC and the ruling party in the Western Cape, there is still much resistance to the DA.
Jolly good, go for it.
Lovely when a national policy convener of the party claims illegal activity, yeah.
So how you doing? Good, and you show me in the bylaws, where's the use of the bylaws? Good use of the bylaws, Kev.
But I still feel there is a lot of resistance to the DA, wrongly or rightly, and however it came about, a lot of people cannot bring, who belong to the broader electorate of the country, can't bring themselves to vote for the DA.
I would never vote for the DA, as I wouldn't vote for the ANC, but they never wouldn't be so bold as the DA. Well, I mean, DA, it's an insurance party for white privilege and white influence. Their policies are not based on addressing the land question, redistribution of the economy, and addressing poverty.
Xolani Madio from the DA says that race should not be a factor when casting your vote.
They competent people to do the job. You see, it doesn't matter whether you are black, you are colored, and so on.
Election day has dawned upon us, and here at Nombelela High School, it's a fairly slow start. People are arriving in drips and drabs, hoping their vote will make a difference. This was South Africa's 5th democratic election. We visited the voting stations at Nombelela Secondary School in Joza, the Recreation Hall on Albany Road, St. Aidan's College and Rhodes University in Grahamstown. There are over 46,000 people registered to vote in the Mckaiser municipality. However, only 33,500 people voted. Just under 700 votes that were cast were spoiled. In previous elections, the ANC has won the majority of votes in Grahamstown. Will the majority of people in Grahamstown analyse their town and still find the ANC relevant? Or will talks of corruption and the emergence of new political parties such as Agang and EFF cause them to cast their vote in a different direction? The ANC has once again won the majority of votes in Grahamstown, proving that the ANC is still relevant to the people of Grahamstown. Political analyst Eusebius Mckaiser speaks about the idea of stupidity within the ANC.
Is that there are actually more intellectuals in the ANC. For every Dina Pule who messes up and steals from us, there's a Palo Jordan or Blaine Zamande who can actually have a conversation in which they will make you serious look dumb for not having read enough. I've yet to come across someone in the DA who can make me feel dumb. So my attitude is simple. Extend the same courtesy towards other voters of other parties as you do towards the voters of the party that you voted for.
If we extend, as Mckaiser put it, the same courtesy to voters voting for different parties than our own, then perhaps it would not be difficult to imagine that ANC voters can be just as rational as people who vote differently.